Hello and welcome. Solo Guy here, and today I want to go ahead and do an unboxing of another multi-man publishing company's Advanced Squad Leader Starter Kit number 2. In the previous video I did Starter Kit number 1. Now this is based off of an old game title called Squad Leader, made by Avalon Hill. First came out in 1977. They released Advanced Squad Leader in 1985. When the company closed its doors, Multi-Man Publishing, I guess, got the rights to it, and they've been publishing it ever since. Well, of course, for a new generation of gamers, this is involving hex map cardboard counters. It's a rather large rulebook if you go full ASL, which is the abbreviation of Advanced Squad Leader. So they decided to go a series of starter kits. With the first starter kit being this one here, which I covered in the previous video. Okay. And this is starter kit number 2. And then there's starter kit number 3. There is a fourth starter kit that covers the Pacific. Starter kit 1 covers infantry, machine guns, flamethrowers, and demolition charges. Starter kit 2 covers things like mortars, bazookas, panzerschrecks, artillery. Let's check it out. So, on the back, gives you an idea what that looks like. Gives you an idea about some of the pieces that are there. Okay. And you can see a bit of the map there with some of the pieces and what they look like. It gives you a background story. Tells you a little information about the pieces. Okay. So on the inside, you're going to have your red and white dice. So it's a completely self-contained kit. Here is the rulebook, which you notice here, this is just like the rulebook in the first starter kit, except the portions that you see that are in peach color and the picture of the 88 anti-aircraft gun here, it's pretty much the same. The rulebook is detailed, 3-column. You have color, but the pink is, or the flesh, or peach color, whatever they want to call it, that's the new stuff with things like mortars and artillery pieces and whatnot. But the pages, the examples, full color, well explained out in detail here about how to play the game, what does that look like, as it goes through the phases of the turn. Okay. And again, it's very similar to the Starter Kit 1. You don't need to buy Starter Kit 1 to take advantage of the components of the box. You'd say, but wait a minute, I don't have any, I don't have like the original infantry and the guns. That's okay. Those scenarios are all self-contained here. Now at the very back, these last couple of pages, they talk about the individual ordnance pieces. Like here's the 57mm anti-tank gun. The British refer to it as the 6-pounder. Here is the 105mm howitzer. Here's the 60mm mortar, etc. And for the Germans, of course, they've got these different flak units and the 88mm, which of course has its own legends. And then on the back, it finishes up. Now, while there are no Russian infantry or leaders in there, they do have a few Russian ordnance pieces, excuse me, and the crew to go with it. But here, we get a couple of surprises, because we also get Italian and Allied minor with British and American and German this time. So there's a lot more nationalities involved in it. Of course, you've got scenario cards. Let's just go through. So you have 4 scenario cards. They are front and back. So you got 8 scenarios total. Looking at it here, our first one is Ambitious Assault with the British versus the Italians, okay, in the middle of the war in Sicily. And again, it's all self-contained in the box. That's the thing you have to think about. The price isn't that bad for the box. Okay, here, Paper Army. Here you got the Greeks versus the Italians in this, so you get a feel for what the Allied miners were like. This takes us back to 1940, which also this happens to be the main subject of a certain song put out by a Swedish power metal band called Sabaton. But hey, you know. So with that, we also have the next scenario is A Long Way to Go, and if you notice, they gently slowly they introduce some of the ordnance in there, like here's a couple of bazookas and a mortar, but it's German versus American. In scenario 12, now we start seeing some stuff here, a few of the bigger pieces, and this one is taking place during the Battle of the Bulge. Okay, when you look at scenario 13, you're going back to 1941 with the invasion of Greece. So you have some British, you have some Greek troops here taking on the Germans, and the British have the anti-aircraft, which matches the picture that you're seeing here as well. Okay, again, the picture. Okay, and then for scenario 14, you have 88s at Zon during Operation Market Garden in September of 1944. Now again, the length of turns is not that long, so the games can be reasonably played out. Of course, if you're learning the rules, it takes a little longer. And here, Hammer to the Teeth for scenario 15. This is over in Germany in the 16th December of 1944. And then here, for the Free French, they make an appearance, the Legio Patria Nostra. The Legion is our homeland. Okay, so this is looking at June 1944 in Italy. Elements of the Free French are taking on the Germans there. Now also included, you have a chart here that shows you the to-hit numbers for each of the individual pieces that are included in this starter set. So it'll tell you about your range and the gun type and all that. On the back, you also have dice roll modifiers based off of the firer, based off of the target, and it goes into detail what do each of the little numbers and symbols mean on each counter. Again, if you're using an only infantry scenario, you don't need to worry about this. Or if you're using an all-tank scenario, you don't need to worry about this. So a lot of times, you're not using all the rules in the entire system. Now, we have here an entire counter sheet. Here, the gray here are the Italians, the green here are the Americans, blue here are the Germans, the tan here are the British / Free French, and the light green here, that represents the Allied miners. So you could think Greece, Poland, Belgium, Holland, Norway, and then of course on the back it shows broken sides for the most part. Okay. Now you also have here got another counter sheet here. Now this is quite the mix, because this is when you can tell this is starter kit, because right here you have your ordnance of all your characters. Now this is also giving you the information, the informational counters, the acquired to hit counters for these guys. You got a couple of Russian crew there, should you get a little bit adventurous. We got some Italians here with ATRs, LMGs, I think. No, these are all machine guns. Same thing for the Germans, same thing for the Americans. You also have a turn marker, which is really cool that you have it there as well. So then, of course, you got this chart here, again, for infantry combat. So infantry fire table. You also got your close combat. You also have your dice roll modifiers, wounds, things like that. But again, are you using all of it at once? No, you're not. Okay. And here is the ASL Starter Kit 2 Quick Reference Data Card, the QRDC, which again, it also gives you further distance, and it's like a fairly thick card there. Of course, hey, thanks guys for reminding this what should be included in the box. Now, of course, we also get 2 map boards, so let's take that out. So here's map board W. Now this is mounted on a cardstock. Okay, so here we get some elevation. We got stone buildings in gray, wooden buildings in brown, grain fields are in yellow, and the gray that you're seeing there are the roads, paved roads. And of course you got the green forests here and there, and then these dots here are the orchards. When you look at board X, now you got lots and lots of grain fields. But technically, they only exist through the months of June through October. Then after that, they're not there, so they don't really present a hindrance, per se. Now, of course, the thing is about the boards is that they are geomorphic in that you can go and switch them around. They do unite quite well. So you can do this with them. And then you can also attach them end to end like this as well. So yeah, that's it. And again, it is all self-contained. Okay, you don't need to buy anything else. I know the phone is going on, but you guys take care. Have a good day and God bless you.